blessing that you allow us to enjoy each day. And God, we thank you for watching over all our family members. God, we thank you for the one that's sick, going through trials and tribulation. We ask you to look over them in a mighty, mighty way, Heavenly Father. And God, we ask you to look over men and women that keep us safe every day that we enjoy our freedom each day. God, I ask you to guide our minds, our heart, that we might do the right thing for the county, Heavenly Father. And God, we truly, truly thank the ones that are coming out concerned about the county, Heavenly Father. Now, God, when we leave this place, we ask your traveling grace to get us all back home safe. This we ask in Jesus Christ's name, and ask you to thank God.
Amen.
You follow me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Ashley,
Here.
Brown, Clayton, Darling,
Here.
Griffin,
Yes.
Gunner,
Here.
Henry,
Here.
Lathrop,
Here.
LaRue,
Here.
Steve, Stewart. Here.
The approval of the minutes from June 24th.
If no corrections are due, I move that we approve and the necessary correction need to be made.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Do the ordinance. And that was also passing on the 27th. I move that there are no corrections. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We'll go on to the ordinance.
Appropriation ordinance 2024-12, sponsor Ed Darling. An ordinance transferring funds within the county general budget entity 1000 for Hempstead County, Arkansas for the year 2024. An ordinance to be entitled Transfer Ordinance Number 2024-12. Whereas the county general funds may be used generally for government services traditionally provided by county government. These funds are subject to all normal county budgeting, appropriation, and expenditure regulations of Title 14 of Arkansas Code annotated. Now, therefore, it be ordained by the Quorum Court of the County of Hempstead, State of Arkansas, Article 1, that the amount of $10,826.60 shall be transferred from County General, Quorum Court, other miscellaneous budget, entity 1,107-3100 to the following in the amount set forth below. 1,000-800-101, salaries full-time, $8,803.60. 1,800-1006, Social Security matching, $674. 1,000-800-1007, retirement matching, $1,349, grand total, $10,826.60. Copies of said budget shall be filed in the county clerk's office and shall be available for inspection and copying by any person during normal office hours. Article 2, if any of the provisions of this ordinance or the application thereof to any person or circumstances shall be held invalid, such invalidity shall not affect the other provisions of that or application, and to this end, the provision of this ordinance are declared severable. Article 3, pursuant to Arkansas Code annotated 1414-907, this appropriation ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approval dated this 25th day of July 2024.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Ashley,
Yes.
Brown, Darling,
Yes.
Griffin,
Yes.
Gunner,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Lathrop,
Yes.
LaRue,
Yes.
Stewart. Yes. Motion passes.
So we're going to move on to the new business. Mr. David Stroud here this evening. If you just stand up, and I also want to let you know I got the superintendent, Richard Kidd, and Andy Burgess that work at the shop. If there's any questions, but go ahead and explain what you're here for, Mr. Stroud.
First of all, I want to let you, Jerry and Richard, I didn't come up here to cause a problem. We got a problem on my road, 179. Y'all have worked on that road, and I've told y'all both that I appreciate what you've done because we had a water problem. But I called yesterday, talked to Richard about really muddy. I asked him, could he put that SB2 or Class 7, whatever you want to call it, on the road And he told me no. I asked him, could he just put it on the wet spots? He told me no. I asked him why. He said, because we're broke. Well, that's every time I call up there for something. County's always broke. And it led into one thing, whether there's another one. We probably both might have got a little hot-headed. Richard went to use a little bit of obscene language, and I told him not to, to use that at me. And first one thing led to the other, and he just point blank told me, don't call him anymore because he wasn't doing nothing to that road. I've got pictures of my road. All I want is the mud to stop. I tried to get him to come drive down the road yesterday, and he told me he wasn't coming over there.
But I did.
Well,
I looked at it.
well, I mean, I've got some pictures of it. If y'all want to see the pictures, I've got pictures on my phone of the road. All I'm asking, I'm not asking for no special treatment. All I'm asking is for something to be put on that road and not no red clay, because he's put red clay up there where y'all put those culverts in, and it's just as bad. All I ask is, right now, is just do muddy spots, and I asked him, could he get it done this year, and he told me no. I know the county's not broke. No. I know there's money in the road fund, and it can be done. I know that stuff is a little high because I bought a bunch of it myself. But it's been put all over the other roads. As a matter of fact, on 1001, just here recently, that road has been put all the way down that road, all the way down to one of the county employees' houses. There's 3 or 4 people that live on that road. Right on down past my road on, I think it's 1002, that road there has been put on, it's been redone, that's been put on there all the way, and it's been done recently. There's 3 people that live on that road. Like I said, I'm not here to cause you no problem, nor am I here to cause Richard no problem. Don't want any hard feelings with nobody. I would just like some mud to be stopped on that road. But like I said, I got pictures if y'all want to look at them. I got pictures on my phone showing you the road.
Okay, right now, what we're doing, David, what we're trying to do with the good gravel, we have done a lot of roads, and usually those roads are real bad. Now, I looked at your road, overall, it's not bad, it's muddy, you're right, and we got roads all over the county like that. And you live back there at the end, it's just one home there. Now, I didn't drive, I looked at it, I didn't drive all the way down. The red clay does get muddy. And that whole road is red clay, but we spent all kinds of money building it up where it wouldn't flood. You know we did. And you're in a floodplain there, and it gets washed away, well, maybe not washed away, but it gets wet, and it's gonna be that way. But right now, we're trying to use that the gravel for roads that are in real bad shape. I mean, your road, I understand you live on that road, and everybody wants the gravel. Everybody wants it, because yes, it packs down. If anything, to me, with your road being clay, if anything, you need bigger rock, because it sinks down in that clay.
I'm not talking about where y'all fix when you first turn off. I'm talking about going on down toward the railroad track down there, up that hill, where the road is lower than the banks. And when he comes in there and blades that road, he gets against that dirt bank and he blades that dirt out in that road. Every time he blades, there's dirt, he gets in that road. And it has got tremendously muddy. If you didn't drive all the way down the road, then you're not gonna see where it was muddy at.
I didn't drive over there.
But you and I both know, and nobody, anyone that's in here, you wouldn't want to be tracking all that mud inside your garage, and you gotta take a shovel and a broom to get the mud out of it because there's so much on your car until you can't just sweep it out.
Well, there's no way that we could ever cover that road with gray gravel and it not still be muddy. I mean, it's all clay. And I understand that we put it there. And we try to use that to save the county some money. I'll come and look at what you're saying. I can't tell you what I can do right now. We're trying to be conservative. In fact, I felt like I need to talk to some of the Quorum Court members, or all of them, about more gravel. I will look at it. That's all I can do.
Well, I appreciate that, but, you know, and like I say, I'm I'm not trying to cause a problem, but when they blade that road, if they would quit taking the gravel from one side and switching it to the other one, and start turning and coming up one side of the road and put it in the middle, and come up the other side of the road and put it in the middle, make a third pass down the road and knock the top out of that gravel and get a crown in that road, and quit cutting on those ditch banks. You put whatever you want on the road, as long as he comes through there and he cuts that bank with that blade and breaks that dirt back over in that road, we're gonna have the same problem. He's gonna have to quit taking the motor patrol and cutting the edge of that bank off.
Well, we can look at it.
Okay, well, I appreciate it.
Was there anything else you need to say?
No, sir, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir, thank you.
I want to say this is what Quorum Court's for people to come and express themselves. Thank you for being the way you work. I can't tell you anything definite. I will look at it, that's all I can tell you.
Would you notify me and let me know when you're coming? I would like to be there where we can look at it, discuss it, and
But let me say something else, and I'm not trying to start him on it. Now, he is the superintendent
I understand that.
over the roads.
I understand that.
And I depend on him to make the right decisions.
I understand that.
And I believe he made the right decision, but I understand we need to go further down the road and look at it, and then we'll do what we can do, okay? I can't tell you we're gonna put gray gravel on your whole road.
And that's not what I'm asking you right now, Jerry. I'm just asking you to get me some on this mud, that I don't track mud. I can drive down that road, and for over a quarter of a mile, when I hit County Road 2, there is mud still slanging off my tires of my vehicle.
And we have that a lot in the county. I'm not making excuses, it's just the way it is. I don't know if we can stop that. I will look at it to make a decision.
Okay, I appreciate it.
And I will call you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Any questions, anything? If not, we're gonna move on and let, Judy Watson come up and speak and share with us.
Do it from here,
And if there's anybody that want to stay for all this, you don't have to. That's up to you.
I wanted to come back and give y'all a report, kind of an update on where we are and what's going on. So, we were chosen by DHS to get a $3 million grant. So, the only step that it has left to take is going through ALC, Legislative Council, for approval, but they're doing it with their recommendation to run them all through at the same time, because they did a whole bunch of different grants, so they're doing them all at the same time. So, but that meeting is not until the 19th, and so we have time to work through the lease and all that. Mr. Darling did talk to Dennis Ramsey, who is our board president, and they were on the same page with the lease and all of that, so it's just getting the details down on paper.
Was there somebody saying that she was supposed to bring something about the lease?
Whatever it was, whatever it is, information he asked for.
Actually, I had a rough budget, and then when I've been in contact with DHS, they're building a whole new funding stream for this. So I didn't want to pass that out because I don't really know exactly what the numbers are gonna be. And they said they would be working with us to see where it is, because we're really the only one in the state really doing this. So they're gonna work with us on, and we'll have input into that. So I can send what I have, but to me, it's not, I mean, it's just a guesstimate because I don't know where the number's gonna land.
Does everybody understand what she's talking about?
So this is the migrant center?
Yes.
And what you brought before us before?
Yes.
And you received that grant that you were talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
In front of us?
Yes.
How did you get it without a budget?
Well, you have to do a grant budget, but you don't have, I mean, I can send the grant budget. We have to do a grant budget, but then I always do like an in-house budget to make sure the performance is gonna be good and all of that. So, but is it the grant budget you want?
Not really.
Yeah, that's what I thought I understood.
But according to my conversations with Dennis, is that thing's still in flux because of final numbers and,
Yeah.
DHF, whoever it is.
Yeah.
Those numbers are not final, they don't know what they're going to put into the operating piece of it.
Well, and the funding, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
But essentially, what they're asking for us is to go ahead and enter into an agreement with the nominal amount of rent for a period of 5 or 10 years or whatever. And if the thing blows up, any improvements that they make will revert to the county. To sum all that up of what they're asking.
So you're gonna have more information next phone call?
Yes, I actually, Mr. Donna had given, I still have his email address, so I can email it to him. He gave it to me on a piece of paper and I stuck it in. So I will send, but the revenue is just kind of a guess on, and I kind of took a middle of the road, not the lowest rate that's out there, but not the highest. I kind of did a middle of the road. Because they do different rates for whether it's a 1-on-1, a 1-to-4, or 1-to-8, whatever that is with the staff. So I took that middle because it's going to be that kind of middle.
So there is no cost for a grant?
No,
No maximum?
no, well,
They got the grant. You got the grant, not us.
correct. So,
RC got the grant.
yeah. ROC got the grant awarded because you had to be a provider to get the grant. So, or have a license with DHS to get the grant. So, it had to be the program that applied for that. But like Mr. Darling said, whatever improvements we make out there, y'all are gonna, if something happens, which I can't foresee it doing, it would revert just back to the county with the improvements.
Yes.
What you're
And
telling me, you
some of those improvements are things that the sheriff had on his list, which is running the utilities and that kind of thing, so,
So you kind of took the middle of the road on.
yes, on the
Part.
income. The
Well, and
income.
this is like anybody that dealt with these new state startup projects is, you have to pick some number to start with, and then you adjust them as you, I mean, I hate to say that, but you adjust them as you go, and they adjust funding as you go.
The grant, the total grant was 3.7 million. So I am working with the contractor now on whittling down that cost. And I've already got ours down as much as I can. So and we aren't gonna have, we turned it in for the whole complex, which is 32 beds, or 32 apartments is what it would be. And we're gonna have to scale that back to like 20. And I met with the contractor yesterday, and he felt like that was gonna be doable. So, like I said, we aren't gonna know final figures immediately until we get the paperwork once it's approved through AOC.
We can go forward.
Yeah.
I think it's a good
So
thing.
that meeting is on August the 19th.
Any other questions?
Thank y'all for letting us come.
Yes.
Thank you for your help, your service.
All right, I will email you that.
Any other business?
Let me make one. I'm sure everyone saw it was in today's Hope Star, that saw the release regarding the hospital. a news release from Stewart Healthcare said they had finally, on Sunday afternoon, said they had finally made a decision to sell the operating entity to Packard Medical Services, and the company that actually owns the real estate, Medical Properties Trust, has agreed to sell the hospital property itself to the city and the county. Medical Properties Trust has that property on their books for $8.8 million. They're gonna sell it to us for $500,000.
You don't carry it to them tomorrow?
Hmm.
You don't carry it to them tomorrow?
Well, it all has to be approved by the bankruptcy judge. And, I think that's scheduled 31st.
If we split that, we pay $250,000.
Yeah, we're paying half, the city's paying half.
Anna, would you have anything to share? I think you probably share it, right? Any other?
So Packard just provided the medical operation, and the city and county will own the land.
And we will,
We will
some kind
have,
of lease agreement.
we're in the process of developing a lease agreement with Hafford for that sort of stuff. And we've gone forward with to the governor. We'll probably go to, part of it, we're hoping part of it comes out of the governor's emergency fund, and some of it comes out of rescue money, is probably what it might be, but we're asking the state to kick in almost a little over $7 million to replace the roof, and some of the equipment, and
That's what
some
my
of those
next
things.
question was. What about those things that need to be fixed
Yeah.
really quick?
Yeah.
Who's going, where are we gonna get that?
We're asking the state for some of their
Good.
ARPA money.
Sounds good.
Yeah, when you said property, you talking about the building in the lane?
Yep.
We stand to get that $1 million back that we appropriated last month.
We hope so. We're waiting on, we had gotten a grant to do a study on, well, essentially it says what kind of hospital, what kind of services that we can operate and offer most profitably. We're expecting that study any day, and that will determine how we go, and have a lot to do with those cash flow numbers.
Yeah, if we decided on the board yet, do we have a board that can kind of oversee that?
And it will be changed a little bit. Right now, there's 6 members kind of guiding that process. But once we're having some legal issues, we wanted to structure it as a not-for-profit, and it eventually will be, but until we get through this, the sale itself, it can't be sold to a not-for-profit, but it can be converted at a later time. There's some cost reporting issues outstanding from Medicare. They won't let you convert it to a not-for-profit till those outstanding issues are settled. And our Hafford's intent is to get those issues settled as quickly as possible and move forward into the new model.
Well, we definitely want you to be on that board.
We won't be bored.
Throwing all that money at them, we
I'll
want
be
somebody
there.
that,
Be there.
yeah, quite busy back there, you're doing a good job.
Well, what is the idea, you know, if we ask the state for money to, like, the roof and stuff like that, if that falls through, then where are we gonna be standing? We're gonna have the liability of having to do that ourselves?
No. Our liability will be we own the building that needs a roof. I mean, that's going to be the extent of it. But we're looking at some plan Bs, plan Cs, as we go down the road. We could continue to operate for a short period of time without doing some of those major things. But what we're trying to do is, that building is nearly 50 years old. We're trying to squeeze another 5 to 8 years life out of it and develop a long-term plan. But we hope to squeeze another 5 to 8 years by doing some patching.
But whatever we do, the city it's half and half with us on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably.
But it is in good shape. I toured the whole hospital, I mean, the building, the beds and all.
But,
And
you know,
Yeah, it just,
if we get the grant, take care of that, it'll be took care of.
Long term, do we expect our hospital to be closer to being what we expect, not just to operate like the ER is operating right now, with, where there's 4 or 5 people in there?
that's what we're wanting these consultants to tell us.
Okay.
They got long.
We're spending the grant money on them to tell us the best model to move this thing forward long-term and have a viable facility there.
And what our most needed thing is that triage for these companies. I mean, it's not about having babies, I mean, it's that triage for these companies, have two and three, 4, 5, couple thousand, I don't know how many in some of them, that we have got to have it for that. I mean, they'll lose all, you know. And another thing I will remind us is that $1 million, that $1.5 million that $1 million that we put up was already listed as money for the Hempstead County, from Hempstead County Memorial Hospital. It had never been designated for anything else, so I don't think that we could in any way deny using that $1.5 million for anything that we can do for a hospital. I mean, it is imperative about a hospital. This man has run hospitals. He started AMI in Texas County for one of the people, AMI that was here. So he knows that some of those ends better than any of us. So we've got to support Ed as much as we can.
That's why we want to.
We've got, those of you, Hafford Group has brought a wealth of knowledge. Anna's busted her fanny to do a lot of things, and it's been a lot of hard work and a lot of long days on telephone calls. And as Anna said, when you're on the call with 7 or 8 different lawyers in one day, you've had a heck of a day. And
All
that's-
that talk.
and that's where we've been, but hopefully there's a light at the end of the tunnel and it ain't from.
I'm sure so.
Steve, you got the,
I always think it's a plus for the community, and we've got to support it.
Have you got the new roof on the old courthouse yet?
No. Yeah, I talked about that.
I sent you a document this
We got
afternoon.
the documents, I think, seen.
I know it's, everybody's gonna go home, I want to make one more comment, and I've been meaning to say it. That whenever we have these storms out in the county, I want to compliment the sheriff and his deputies, because they open up their trunks and they're helping cut those trees out.
They're on the road running those tires too. And he starts to, you know they're going
Yes,
out.
Sheriff.
I got a call from Seth Zimmer at Hopewater Light just before I come over here. The electricity's out on the 2nd and 3rd floor of the old courthouse. They've got a dead meter. They're gonna come and replace that tomorrow morning. So I just let you know.
Thank you.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Where's David?
Is you all in favor?